Hello, everyone, and welcome back to yet another political episode. So we are going to take a look at the history of Joe Biden. So we have some news stories here about the president of the United States right now having the liberal and conservative news networks together having major doubts for the president. Fox News saying that Biden isn't going to get the nomination. It's just too out of the common ordinary American. He's too away. And then here we have another Fox News story saying that CNN has hit Biden with horrible news as a poll shows 66% of Americans call a 2024. Let's see here. Yeah, it just stops there. I can drag the link though. But yeah, there's this actual story. However, Biden having a lead in the polls, but is facing heavy heavy headwinds overall. So yes, this Fox News story on a story that CNN ran. 66% of Americans call a 2024 victory a disaster or a setback. So let's keep that in mind. I want to disagree with Fox News this one. Steve Forbes saying that Joe Biden will not be the Democratic nominee. Well, the Democrats have no choice. You see, they have Robert Kennedy Jr., but he's not. He's too unpopular. I haven't even heard of him. Oh yeah, he must be related to the Kennedy family. Yes, he carries a very important name with him, but sorry, Miss, too unpopular. You got Williamson, very unpopular. I mean, she's the president of a certain foods company, not a politician. Joe Biden is the only Democrat's choice to nominate. Only option here. He's the biggest. He's the popularist guy. He's the president. So just like Donald Trump sees like over 90% of the popular vote in 2020 and got his nomination, even he was a controversial figure in his own party. Those we if we as we know we have Rhino Republicans, Swamp Republicans, moderate Republicans, liberal Republicans. Yeah. And despite all of that, Trump won the nomination by 90%. Now, I would guess maybe the radical left or more moderate Democrats would probably not go out and vote in the primaries. Or they would be stubborn and vote for Williamson or that sort of thing. But Williamson and Kennedy barely have support. Barely. We have heard nothing. I mean, they're campaigning, but they're they have very slow support. And it's too early to put out your signs. I mean, sure, I'm guessing there's people putting out their signs, but once again, very slow. All right. So today's video isn't going to be about a criticism towards Joe Biden. However, we're going to take a look at the history of Joe Biden, the history of Joe Biden's political career. And that career started in 1970. All right, 1970. Joe Biden was elected to the New Castle County Council District, and he was a part of District 4. All right, New Castle County is one of the three counties of Delaware. It's the very northern one. I think we can easily identify the counties of Delaware, if you ask me. New Castle County, kind of liberal, but moderate back in the 1970s. Today it's very Democrat. But that's because it's bordered right by Philadelphia. Well, not necessarily. has some. Philadelphia is a little more west east to Newcastle County. But you'll see in this county election, Joe Biden would manage to flip this district. He managed to defeat the incumbent Lawrence T. Messick, and he defeated him by, I want to say like 15 points, but a decisive victory. You'll see Joseph R. Biden Jr. winning 55% of that vote. Okay? Now, after spending 2 years a part of the county council, Biden just decides he's totally going to skip out of state politics in Delaware. He's going to jump right into federal politics. And you would think, wow, this guy is crazy. Well, you'll see in the 1972 U.S. Senate election that this Biden barely won. Barely. You'll see here. Joe Biden, see, 50%. The incumbent U.S. Senator, J. Caleb Boggs, at 49%. For some reason here, Boggs was pretty unpopular in this election. And Joe Biden, being the county council member of Newcastle County, you'd expect him to lose by a lot, especially to an incumbent United States senator. But you'll see, Biden actually did very well. He destroyed Boggs when it came to this. What about the polls? I think it's a very late election. Very late. Historically, as you can see, here's the counties. But yeah, Kent County was 52 to 47. Newcastle County was 50 to 49. Sussex 49 to 49. So yeah, that is our results here. So Joe Biden did very well, and that's the fact in 1972. Very well, despite being an unknown county council member from Delaware. He manages to get all the way to the United States Senate. And it appears in 1978, Biden is doing another good job here. You'll see he wins a landslide in 1978, 58%. That's a pretty good win. Beating James H. Baxter Jr. to 41% margin. And it doesn't say that Biden got into a primary or not. So yeah, 58% for Biden. Biden reelected to the United States Senate for another 6 years to his second term. All right, 1984, the red wave. Despite the red wave of 1984, Delaware flipping aggressively towards the Republicans in the 1984 presidential election, Biden manages to win his biggest win at the time, 60% of the popular vote in Delaware. He beats the very unpopular John M. Boris, and you'll see he doesn't even have a page on Wikipedia. He's so popular. So obviously here we see Joe Biden carrying every county, the 3 counties in Delaware here. 1990. You'll see that Biden wins another big win by 62% of the popular vote against M. Jane Brady, who was at 35%. Biden managed to win 2.57% more then 6 years ago in 1984, Brady doesn't have a. She is the American attorney and former judge, and the Attorney General of Delaware. So yeah, she's. I mean, Attorney General of Delaware. You're well known in the state of Delaware, and it's not like Americans are going to come all from abroad in the United States and choose the senator from Delaware. So obviously this is Delawareans choosing a U.S. senator for the United States Senate. 1996, another win for Biden. Not as good as his 1990 re-election, but he does do well against the unpopular Raymond Clatworthy. Here. You see Biden has wins 60%. And now we're entering the 21st century, 2002. Yeah, he's getting a little older. You'll see that Biden has carried, you'll notice that Biden has carried all three counties for a pretty long time. Now, Kent County is going to say no. No, says Kent County. Kent County is carried by the Republican Raymond J. Clatworthy. Oh, the same guy. By a margin of they don't have the margin, but they have a margin of 2%. But yeah. However, Biden still wins re-election pretty easily, carrying Newcastle County and Sussex County. Once again, Raymond Clatworthy being unpopular, sure. But that doesn't mean he's entitled to win some counties. You'll see he did win Kent County, breaking Biden's, let's see here, Biden's streak, four-term streak of carrying every single county in Delaware. And now we get to the 2008 election. Biden performs his ultimate best, winning a 64% margin. What's funny about this election is that Joe Biden didn't actually take office the next year because guess what? He won the 2008 vice presidential election. Just kidding. Obama did. But hey, Biden helped Obama, right? So technically he won too. So I mean, I'd say 2008 was a great year for Biden. He got reelected to the Senate for, I don't know, the 7th time, and with the biggest margin. And he also gets to be the vice president. But you got to choose, Mr. Senator. You got to choose. So you want to be you want to be the continue on to 40 years in the Senate, or do you want to be the vice president? Want to know a lifetime opportunity? He made the right choice. He got to be the vice president. I would have done that decision too. Yes, you'll see Christine O'Donnell receiving 37% here. So yeah, who's the governor of Delaware? So yeah, you'll see here. Okay, yes. The 2008 United States Senate election in Delaware was held on November 4th, 2008. Incumbent Democratic U.S. Senator Joe Biden, who was also the Democratic nominee for vice president of the concurrent presidential election, faced Christine O'Donnell in the general election. Biden won re-election to a 7th term. I was actually right by a great guess, with 64.69% of the vote. His best performing result in his senatorial career, while also being elected vice president. Biden took his oath of office in the Senate chamber with the rest of his colleagues in January 3rd, 2009, but resigned his seat on January 15th, 2009, and assumed the vice presidency 5 days later. Delaware Governor Ruth Ann Ted Kaufman, a Democrat, to fill the vacant seat until a special election in 2010. Yeah, there's a special election over here. O'Donnell once again ran unsuccessfully for the seat. She was defeated by Democrat Chris Coons. Here. This marked the last time Biden won all 3 counties in the state, as concurrently in his vice presidential runs in 2008 and 2012 and his presidential run in 2020, he would go on to win Newcastle and Kent counties, as Sussex County would vote for the Republican ticket in each election. Now, I wouldn't count 2008 and 2012 because that's Obama. Joe Biden, you were running second head. Okay, sure, you are winning, quote unquote, but all that is going to Obama. I mean, it's saying, who are you voting for? You don't vote for the vice president. I'm going to vote for Biden. No, you're voting. This is the presidential election. We're voting for the president. So, yeah, sure, you won Newcastle and Kent County. Okay, yeah. But sure, yeah. However, Obama technically got all the glory there. So yeah, there's the 2020 yes. But now we're going to go to the presidential primaries. You'll see the 1984 Democratic National Convention. Joe Biden received 1 vote, 0.3% of the margin. He ran for president he was a part of the National Convention. But yes, you'll see that Joe Biden launched a 1988 presidential campaign. You'll see. Now, I think if he was elected president in 1988, he would be more successful because he was more younger. He was in the political career. Now he's older. He has dementia, more older in age, had 4 years out of the political figure. I mean, he was technically retired for 4 years. It's not like he went back to the Senate. So I think he would be more successful in 1988 if he was elected president. But ultimately, yeah, Biden got caught with several scandals of plagiarism. So ultimately, Biden ended up withdrawing from the 1988 presidential race. We go down here, and finally we have Joe Biden decides to run a second campaign in 2008. Now he's a little older, but you have a different campaign sign. But ultimately, he would be defeated by Barack Obama. Barack Obama would choose him to be his running mate. Congratulations. You'll see, okay, I guess they have the New Hampshire Democratic Party vice presidential primaries. So, yeah, they gave Biden by 1.41% of the popular vote, even though Delaware technically voted for Raymond Stebbins by a much higher percent. 2008 primaries, he didn't win any contests. Once again, Biden only received 0.19% of the vote. But once again, Barack Obama noticed how small he was getting and just said, hey, I got 49.04%. I'm going to choose you to be my running mate. And he seemed to be okay with that. Same deal here. We're going to skip this, because, this is Obama, okay? Although Joe Biden really very, very much was elected vice president, you'll see that that's not Joe's name right here. Joe Biden's name is not Obama. That's Barack's name. So we acknowledge, yeah, Joe Biden ran for president. You'll see the Obama Biden ticket wins 52% of the popular vote with 365, a Democrat blowout. Yeah, and that's 67% in the Electoral College. A landslide in the Electoral College, but a blowout in the popular vote. Same deal here. Landslide in the Electoral College for 2012. But I'd say it'd be more compatible in the popular vote. And now we look at the 2020 presidential campaign. You'll see, all right, Biden wins a landslide in the presidential campaign. Now, this isn't the actual results. Clear reminder. I think we should click on the actual results. That is going by the popular vote. Yes, it's true. Iowa voted for Bernie Sanders by just a little bit more than the actual winner, Pete Buttigieg. But hey, we're going to take a look at the actual results. The first place initial pledge delegate allocation here. Yes, you'll see Biden won the Democrats abroad primary. He didn't. I blundered that one. Bernie did. Now, I would say they would probably vote for Bernie. So yeah, Biden did win a handful of contests. Once again, winning the presidency by 51% of the popular vote. So now we look at, that's the National Convention. Joe Biden receiving 75% of the popular vote in the National Convention against Bernie Sanders. And our beloved 2020 presidential election map. So, taking a look at this map, I like looking at the percentage here. Biden winning 51.31%. Percentage-wise, Joe Biden did a little less than Obama did, expectedly, because Obama was so influential. But yet again, Biden really weaponized the COVID and the BLM protests against Trump. So expectedly, Biden did pretty well. 56% going to Biden in the Electoral College. That's pretty much close to a landslide. 306. Donald Trump, beating Donald Trump, his opponent, 46% of the popular vote by 232. 43% in the Electoral College. Yeah, and here's the states. Biden managed to win 25 states. Trump also managed to win 25 states. So yeah, Biden was the first president since Bill Clinton to carry Georgia, a state in the Deep South. Same thing. Biden was the first president since Bill Clinton to carry Arizona. Okay? So yeah, you would think, oh, Arizona, Georgia, they've been Republican voting states since 2000. And now, well, actually, Georgia was Republican voting since 1996, but in Arizona was Republican voting since 2000. So, yeah, after over 20 years of voting of Republican domination, we have now Biden winning these states. And now these states have become very compatible to both parties. So that is it. Let's just see. That's it. So what do you guys think? Do you think Joe Biden, who has won every single race in his electoral history, is going to lose for the first time in his political career? Well, depends. I count the primaries. I mean, if Biden doesn't get nominated, he loses. But if Biden loses the presidential election, he loses. And his political record of winning, his electoral record of constant winning, would be over. And expectedly, his entire political career. So what do you guys think? I want to thank you all for watching this video. And tune in next time as we will take a look at our next fellow contestants.